That's my HeyGen account. Not a screenshot of a dashboard. That is the live response, pulled about 90 seconds before I hit record. Timothy George. Creator plan. 168 premium credits left. Resetting on August 11th. Here's what matters about it. I did not open HeyGen to get that. I didn't log in. I didn't touch a browser. I didn't paste an API key into anything. I asked Claude, and Claude asked HeyGen. And that's my face. The digital twin I've been using on 3 channels for months. Same thing. I didn't go find it. I asked for it, and it came back. So here's the crack, and it's going to sound small until you've lost a video to it. Every HeyGen tutorial on YouTube, including the two I publish myself, teaches you to paste your script into the box. That step is the most fragile thing in the entire workflow, and it's the one nobody warns you about. Today I'm showing you the version with no box. Claude writes it, HeyGen renders it, HyperFrames edits it, and the thing that connects them is not an API, it's not Zapier, it's not a webhook, and you do not need to know what any of those words mean. This video was made with the system in this video. That's not a sales line, that's just what you're looking at. Let me show you the failure first, because the failure is the reason for everything else. Back in July, I wrote a script that came out to 13,295 characters. Pasted it in, hit generate. Went and did something else, came back, downloaded the video. It stopped mid-word. 12,431 characters. That's where it cut. No error, no warning, no red banner, no email. The render just came back short and confident, like nothing had happened. What was in the missing 864 characters? The takeaway, the entire call to action, the watch next, the sign off. So I had a finished video with no ending, and here's the part that actually stings. I almost didn't catch it. I nearly took that file straight into the edit. The only reason I found it is that I now checked the caption file against the script before I touch anything, and the captions just stopped. Now, I want to be careful here because this is where most channels would tell you HeyGen is broken and you should buy a different tool through their affiliate link. HeyGen isn't broken. The paste box has a ceiling, like every text box on the internet has a ceiling. The problem is that it fails silently, and a silent failure in the middle of a workflow is worth 10 loud ones. A loud failure you fix, a silent failure you publish. Here's the thing nobody tells you about building a faceless channel. The tools almost never fail in a way you can see. They fail in a way you find out about 3 days later in the comments. So the goal isn't a better box. The goal is no box. Let me define the thing, because the name is terrible and it scares people off. MCP. Model Context Protocol. 3 words that sound like they belong in a server room. Here's what it actually is. It's a standard way for an AI assistant to talk directly to a piece of software you already pay for. That's it. That's the whole idea. You already know what an app connection looks like. You've connected your bank to a budgeting app. You've let one thing log into another thing. MCP is that, except the thing doing the logging in is Claude, and the thing it logs into is HeyGen. Now, I want to kill the objection I know you're having because I had it too. I'm not technical. I'm a former mortgage broker who learned this in his 50s. I spent 20 years pricing loans, not writing code. I don't want to deal with API keys. You don't. That's the actual point. Every other automation tutorial in this niche, and I mean everyone, puts you in a settings page copying a secret string into make.com or N8N, then debugging a webhook that returns a 401 at midnight. This is not that. You connect it once, the way you'd connect any app, and then you talk to it in English. I'd rather just use the website. Then use the website. I'm serious. If you're making 1 video a month, the box is fine. The box only becomes the bottleneck when you're running more than 1 channel, and I'm running 3. And let me draw the line clearly because people mix these up constantly. An automation tool like Make or N8N is a conveyor belt. You build the belt in advance. You decide every step in order ahead of time, and then it runs whether or not it still makes sense. When something changes, you go back and rebuild the belt. This is not a conveyor belt. There's no flowchart. There's nothing built in advance. I ask for a thing in a sentence, and the thing happens. If I want it different tomorrow, I ask differently tomorrow. Nothing to rebuild, because there was never a diagram in the first place. That distinction is the whole reason a non-technical person can run this. Conveyor belts require you to be right in advance. Conversations don't. There's the connection. Two entries, HeyGen and HyperFrames, both connected. Notice what is not on this screen. There is no key, no token, no secret, nothing to leak, and nothing to rotate. That's the whole setup. Now let's actually build something. First thing you need is your avatar. And this is where I want to slow all the way down, because I got this wrong and it cost me an afternoon. Your avatar has two different identities, and they look identical, and only one of them works. The first one is the group. Think of the group as Tim. It's the identity. Every version of my avatar, every outfit, every angle, all of it lives under that one string. The second one is the look. The look is a specific, trained, finished video avatar. That's the thing that can actually open its mouth and say words. For months, the group string is the one I had written down in my own notes as the avatar ID. It's the one that shows in the interface. And when I handed it to the system, I got back not an error message that made sense, but a not found. Avatar not found. Which is a strange thing to read about your own face. The look came back with everything attached. Name, Timothy George. Type, digital twin. And a default voice already wired to it, so I don't even have to specify a voice unless I want to override it. So, action item. And do this before you do anything else. Ask for your avatar looks. Write down the look ID, not the group ID. Tape it to your monitor. That one string is the difference between this working in 4 minutes and you giving up on it in 40. And notice what just happened there because it's the pattern for this whole video. I didn't read documentation to find that. I asked the system what avatars I had, and it told me the truth about my own account. So let me give you the exact first 10 minutes, in order, because I want you to be able to do this today and not just watch me do it. Step 1. Connect HeyGen. One time, once, the way you'd connect any app to any other app. You'll know it worked because you can ask a question and get an answer back. Step 2. Ask it who you are. Literally that. Ask what plan you're on and how many credits you have. 2 reasons. First, it's the fastest possible proof the connection is real, and you get it in about 4 seconds. Second, you now know your credit ceiling before you start burning it, which is a habit I wish I'd had 6 months ago. Step 3. Ask for your avatar looks, and write the look ID down somewhere permanent, not in the chat. Somewhere you'll still have it in November. That's the setup. 3 steps, no keys, and the only thing you have to keep is one string of characters. And if you're sitting there thinking this is where it gets hard, watch what the actual work looks like, because it's about to get shorter than the setup was. Now the render. This is the part that replaces the box. 4 things go in: the look ID, the script, the actual text, handed over directly, not pasted anywhere, the engine, and the captions. Number 3 is the one I want you to write down, and here's why. My avatar supports 3 engines: Avatar 3, Avatar 4, Avatar 5. And the system's default, if you say nothing at all, is Avatar 4. I use Avatar 3. That's a settled decision on my channels. It's in my own notes as a rule, in capital letters, because Avatar 5 doesn't hold up the way I need it to for a 25-minute talking head video. But here's the trap. On the website, the engine is a drop-down you can see. You look at it, you know what you picked. Through this path, if you simply don't mention it, you silently get something you didn't choose. It's the same disease as the paste box, a decision made for you, quietly. So you say it. One line, every time. Number 4 is the one that changed my week. Ask for captions, and the finished job hands you back a subtitle file alongside the video. An SRT. Automatically. Same job, no second step. That sounds like a small convenience. It is not a small convenience, and I'll show you why in about 2 minutes. That's it. That's the whole render step. 1 call, 4 fields, no browser. That's the whole game. Let me explain what that subtitle file actually unlocks, because this is the part of the pipeline that nobody in this niche talks about at all. Every graphic in this video, The whiteboard you're looking at right now, every screen I've cut to, is placed at an exact second. Not eyeballed, not dragged around on a timeline until it looked right. The subtitle file is a list of every sentence I said and the exact moment I said it, which means the edit can be built from the words instead of from the video. I say the words 12,431, and the caption file knows precisely when that happened, and the graphic lands there. Every time. If I re-record and my pacing shifts by 3 seconds, everything re-snaps. Before, getting that file was a manual chore. Download the video, export the captions separately, make sure they match the final script and not some earlier draft. I have been burned by exactly that, by editing against captions from a script I'd already replaced. Now it arrives attached to the render. Same job, can't drift. Here's the thing nobody tells you about faceless editing. The reason AI videos look cheap isn't the avatar, it's that the graphics float. They arrive whenever, they say nothing specific, they're there to fill space. When your cuts are locked to your own sentences, the video stops looking generated and starts looking edited. That's not a tool advantage, that's a mechanics advantage. The technology doesn't matter, the mechanics matter. Now, before I show you the last piece, let me save you the 3 afternoons I already spent, because this will break on you and it'll break in exactly 3 ways. Break number 1. Avatar not found. You handed it the group instead of the look. That's the one I walked you through. 90% of first attempts die here, and the error message is no help at all, because technically your avatar does exist, it just isn't the kind of thing that can talk. Go get the look ID. Break number 2. The video comes back and it doesn't look like your videos. Not broken, just off. Slightly different face, slightly different feel, and you can't put your finger on it. That's the engine defaulting on you. You didn't say which one you wanted, so it picked. Go back, name the engine explicitly, render again. And this one is nasty precisely because it isn't an error. Nothing failed. You just quietly got a different product than the one you've spent months training your audience to recognize. Break number 3. And this is the one that will actually cost you something. The video is fine, the captions are fine, everything looks fine, and the ending is missing. So here's the check, and I want you to make it a permanent habit, whether or not you ever use any of this. Take the last full sentence of your script, the actual last one, the sign-off. Search for it inside the caption file that came back. If it's in there, your render is complete. If it isn't, you got truncated, and you just caught it in 9 seconds instead of finding out in the comments. That one check has saved me twice now. It costs nothing. Do it every single time on every render forever. That's the single most valuable thing in this entire video, and it's a search box. Last piece, the editing layer. There's a project sitting in my account from July 14th. Look at the 2 timestamps. Created at 1:32 and 31 seconds in the morning. Finished at 1:38 and 12. 6 minutes and 41 seconds. Created to completed. I described what I wanted in a sentence, and it built and rendered the whole thing. There's no separate export step. The finished file is just part of the run. And it's connected the same way, through the same kind of connection, so it's in the same conversation as everything else. I don't hand a file from one tool to another. I don't download something to upload it somewhere. Now, honesty time, because this is where a guru would tell you they've replaced their editor. I have not replaced my editor with this, because I don't have an editor. I never did. What this replaced is me, at midnight, dragging rectangles around a timeline. And I still don't let it choose what goes on screen. That's a rule on my channel, and it isn't changing. Every graphic has to point at a real, specific thing. A real file name, a real number, a real step. If I can't name what a graphic is depicting, it's decoration, and it gets cut. The tool got faster, the standard didn't move. Alright, what this doesn't do, and what I can't tell you yet. 1. Credits are still credits. 168 premium credits, resetting August 11th. Connecting Claude to HeyGen did not make rendering free, and it did not make it faster. The render takes exactly as long as it always took. What went away is me. The clicking, the pasting, the waiting on the tab. If you're expecting the bill to drop, it won't. 2, and this is the one I want to be straight with you about. I do not yet know whether this path has its own character limit. I know the paste box cut me off at 12,431. I do not know what this route does with a 20,000 character script, because I have not pushed it far enough to find out. I could tell you it's unlimited. It would sound better. I'd be guessing, and I'd rather be useful than impressive. So here's what I'm actually doing about it, and you should do the same. I'm going to send a deliberately oversized script through and check the returned caption file against the script, end to end, before I trust it with anything real. If it truncates, I'll tell you, and I'll tell you exactly where. 3. This does not make the video good. Everything I just showed you is plumbing. It removes clicks. It does not write a better hook. It does not pick a better topic, and it will happily render something nobody wants to watch in 4K in 6 minutes. I'll give you the honest scoreboard on that. I've got 3 channels running on this exact stack. The real estate one went from 1 subscriber to 103 in 30 days. This channel, the one you're watching, the AI one, sat at about 693 across the same window and went slightly backwards. Same tools, same avatar, same workflow. Wildly different results. If the tooling were the answer, that couldn't happen. The plumbing buys you attempts. What you do with the attempts is still on you. There's the whole pipeline on one board. Write the script, hand it over, get back a video and a caption file in the same breath. Build the edit against your own sentences. Publish. No paste box, no API key, no thing that fails quietly while you're asleep. I'm 50-something. I came out of the mortgage business. I have never written software, and I have never once been on camera on this channel. If the barrier you're sitting behind is I'm not technical, this is the video where that excuse stops working. You connected an app. That's the technical part. That's all of it. If you want the full build written out, the exact order, the look ID step, the engine line, the caption setting, it's in the AI channel blueprint. It's free, there's no email wall dressed up as a gift, it's the actual workflow I run. Links in the description. And if you want to see the same stack used on a video, with a number on my own dashboard turned out to be completely fake, that one's on the screen now. It's the more uncomfortable video, and it's probably the more useful one. Build the pipeline once. Then go make something worth putting through it. I'll see you in the next one.